17 schools outside of the corporate area will be allowed to head back to the physical classrooms on November 9. Yalas High School was one of the schools selected. However, Principal Matt Malava says he was never contacted by the Education Ministry. He is of the opinion that there was not enough planning done by the ministry before selecting the schools.
It's very untidy. We should have been engaged a long time ago. We should have been having regular meetings. We need to understand what are the modalities that we will be utilizing, because you're talking about a pilot. So if you're going to roll out a pilot, and the purpose of a pilot is to gather information and data as to what is the most effective approach to the reopening of schools in a global pandemic, then it has to be approached in a very systematic way. You have to plan it to the T. You have to engage parents, you have to engage students, you have to engage your teachers, you have to engage stakeholders right across the board.
Mr. Malav says the lack of communication from the ministry is a cause for concern.
We are talking about people's lives here. We are talking about people's livelihood on the part of teachers as well. So it is something that ought not to be taken lightly. It is something that I ought not to be seeing for the first time in the media. We need to have been sitting a long time ago and having discussions and putting the plans in place. And how are we going to collect the data? How are we going to interpret the data? Because it might have to be a model that will have to be rolled out island-wide.
The schools were selected for face-to-face classes after being classified as low risk following a COVID-19 assessment. Javon Keys, Frontline News.